Hello and welcome back to Towns. I have so many wonderful new things to show you guys because it's been like 18 months in game time since the last episode ended. Why such a long time, you ask? Well, it's because first of all I had one recording session for like 4.5 hours that totally failed because the audio was unusable, so I had to get rid of that. And then before that I actually played like 10 or even 12 hours off camera because I was getting tired of how things weren't progressing, so I had to find a way to get more people. And yeah, as you can see, I have found it. I have 49 citizens now. One of the tricks was to build bigger rooms, which I did here. I got rid of the ghetto caves things entirely and replaced them with twice as big rooms here, and it's got proper walls around it now as well. And another trick is to add lots of decorations, so I did that. There's like a bird cage in almost all the rooms. There's bonsai trees and chess tables and all kinds of things to make them happier. And then another trick was that if you need to like quickly raise your happiness, like now if I wanted more people, what I could do is turn all the unhappy citizens into soldiers because they don't count towards the average happiness. I could turn all these guys that are unhappy due to the fact that they have all the jobs instead of just some, like these groups here. So I could turn these into soldiers and quickly raise the thing up to 80. Although that would be pointless currently because I don't have enough rooms for new people. Anyway, as you can see, I've got the harvest and feed group back. They're doing butchering, gathering, harvesting, and feeding, along with some tilling and chopping. And I also rearranged some of these because now the mine and walls guys are doing pretty much everything except for hauling. So now then there's no construction going on, which is like these three, or mining, then they'll help with the food in any way they can. And then here's the traditional cook and baking group who only do baking and butchering and cooking. And now even these guys are pretty happy. As you can see, that guy's 100, 92, 91, 95, 66 and so forth, thanks to them getting help from this and this group and these bitch workers as well. So I've pretty much resolved the happiness situation. Now I just need more rooms, which I have done here in this glorious, almost pyramid type wooden structure dealio thingy. So yeah, I built, continue with the wooden walls that I had some previously, like here and there and such. I did those all around, and then it goes in a pyramid type pattern with these wooden spikes at the top and then one square inwards and such. It's up to 3 floors currently. This is the blue floor up here. It's got a lot of normal rooms all filled up and 2 tavern rooms as well. And then for the inside walls I've used clay brick walls and glass walls to make it look nice. It's even got decorations in the hallways here, some plants and weapon cabinets and such, and it's totally lit with the blue hanging lamps all over the place. There's even purple thrones in some of the rooms and extra beds too, because I think it turns out in some cases they might be able to sleep in other people's rooms. Actually, no, that wasn't it. It was that the owner of the room can choose to sleep in either one of these, so I just put some in there for variety. They can choose to sleep in the dormitory bed if they want. And then down here we have the red floor, totally lit up with red hanging lamps all over the place. A row of rooms back here, pretty much identical. And then there's the corridor, which also has a dining room. It doesn't see that much action though, because I have one down here as well. Anyway, this floor also has 2 hero rooms there, tavern rooms, a bunch of beds over there if someone wants to sleep. I don't know if those actually work though. Along with decorations all over the place. inside walls are wooden ones in this floor. In the middle here we have a staircase going all the way up to here and all the way down to the first floor, modified from the original Ghetto Caves project. But now it has bigger rooms, as I mentioned, less doors though. There's like only one here and one there, one here and one there, and this one is a new entrance, but I got rid of the one that was here and here. And there's the staircase. Here's another staircase that goes into the second floor, but not any further than that, at least not yet. I probably won't continue it because it would go into this room here and such. Anyway, then there's a dining room here which used to be 3x3, which was absolutely pathetic. Now it's like 9x9, and it's got decorations in there to increase happiness even further when they're in there chomping away. Then up here we have the masonry that I kind of started last time. It's finished now. It's got a lot of mason benches, some raw materials and other storage, along with plants and harps and hanging lamps as well. Speaking of hanging lamps, the wooden pyramid here is totally lit from the outside as well. It's got these, what are those called, skull torches or something. Why doesn't it tell me the name? Do I not have the, there we go, now I have the 3D mouse thingy on. Bone torch, that's what they're called. So it's fully lit with those from the outside. So yeah, that's the mega massive living quarters pyramid. Over here I have some leftover wooden walls from earlier. I just moved them over there. Then over here the mill or bakery section is gone from here, replaced with more wheat, because I have totally moved it into this structure that I built in the last failed recording session. It's got a nice red roof to it and brick walls, or clay actually, but they look more like brick, and glass walls as well for windows, totally lit with red hanging lamps on the outside, surrounded with different colors of flowers, some of these cubicle garden thingies, two apple trees on that side and 2 pear trees on this side, some gargoyles and such as well. Lots of decorations outside, not so many on the inside though. Maybe I should fix there is actually a heart and a potted plant, and it's lit with yellow stuff on the inside. A lot of bakery ovens, mills and tables, and storage area at that end too. And over here I don't think there's anything new except maybe this flag here, and this wall I changed from glass to a stone one. Then over here we have some stuff from, actually these are before the failed recording session. I had a problem with lycanthropy. One of the heroes got infected with that from a werewolf and went around killing people, and most of these statues are from that. Luckily he only killed heroes, he didn't touch any of the townies. He just turned into a werewolf every night, and if he ran into another hero he attacked it, and they usually ended up losing. So I got like 5 dwarves here, 1 herbalists, 2 knights, 3 barbarians, and then there's more over here. An elf, a knight, another elf, another dwarf, another knight, another knight. So many dead. I think it was Tybalt Giscard. It was the guy that had the spare mask earlier, but then at some point he left because there was no more food around. And that was actually a good thing because he ended up killing so many heroes. Anyway, now all the heroes are new. We got a dwarf, I think that's a barbarian. Actually, I'm not sure. I think that might be a Highlander, yeah, because he moved into one of these rooms up here, because it turns out it has to be level 5 at least, I think. So these right here aren't enough, they're at level 4. And then we got another Sir Punchwood arrived at some point. There's a barbarian, a knight, another dwarf, and one elf. And they got pretty briefy stuff with them, except for a random green hat. What the hell is that? Oh, he's using a snicker head as an attack thing. Interesting. Anyway, back to what's new. Nothing new with this building or this one, but over here I added a bunch of new fishing sets because it turns out fishing also increases happiness. So I made more of those and increased the amount of fish production on this menu here to get more happiness. And over here's nothing new, just a lot of stuff lying around. Grays have increased somewhat, like maybe 6 more since last time. And this gauntlet I extended a bit there. And then down here, this I super extended into a super gauntlet. It's like a zigzag pattern now. All the monsters have to go through all of these traps to get in. And many have fallen there in the previous Fed recording. And then up here I extended the area where the unifowls can roam a bit. And over here we have a new farm, a Scooten Beaten farm. A merchant came with 2 of them, so I went and bought them, and then they fucked. And their children fucked, and their children's children's fucked, and this was born. And then I can use those feathers that they create to make some of these feather hats. They're more expensive or more valuable than the other hats. Good for selling and such. There's a lot of bones in there from all of them dying. Because I don't care if they die, I'd use all my food for feeding the townies. And then this mountain here has mostly disappeared because I've used it to get mud for glass and such. And then here's the fence that you may remember from the last session. I've moved it 1 square this way because it turns out some of the immigrants that arrive, they can't get to my town if they like spawn at a point that's already filled up with a fence or other thing. So I moved it 1 square this way, and I've also extended it all the way around the entire map over here, except for this part, because this area has the super gauntlet here, but that pales in comparison with the ultra mega super extra long and windy mega Zord gauntlet, whatever you want to call this thing. The fence thing funnels every siege that comes from this side of the map into this super gauntlet, which I still can extend even further here if I want to. It even goes into a tunnel there, so it's going to crush every single siege that comes in, unless I ramp up the difficulty into insane or something, which I might end up doing eventually after I extend it even further. Let's see, was there anything else? I think that was all of it. Seems like such a small amount compared to the time used for it. Well, then down here I did punch into a new level down to 16, but it was a bad trip because I ended up losing like 3 or 2 or 4 heroes down here, thanks to some of these new enemies that we got, like iron golems, and I don't see any other ones, but there were some other ones. I think there was a new troll type and stuff like that. But currently none of the heroes are going down here because they might end up dying. They're not that high level yet, except for this. No, it wasn't that guy. One of these was level 50. Yeah, this guy, Reina Dion, he's level 50. This guy's only 26. That's 19, 37, 30, 16, 40. So if like Ricker or Thomas would go down there, they would get slaughtered pretty quickly. And there's some powerful beasts down here. This guy has like almost 9,000 health, 5,000 attack, 4,000 defense, and almost 3,000 damage. There's one of the heroes right there as a ghost wandering around aimlessly. So I have stopped the incursions down here because it's too dangerous for now. I need to get more heroes or something and storm it, or just use my citizens to go down there to help. I don't know. But before I do that, I was thinking of building a kitchen somewhere to get this thing out of here and this one as well. Speaking of getting things out of here, I removed the baker right there along with the masonry and wooden thingy. What's it called? Carpentry. Because now I want all the work to be done inside here and over there. Because being inside makes them work faster and possibly even increases happiness. What the hell are these things doing up here? Let's get rid of them. Oh, and now it dropped all of a sudden. Destroy it. I should probably put it like here or here, the new kitchen. Although that means I have to move a shit ton of stuff. Maybe I'll save this area for like a barracks or watchtower or something. Although then again I do need a space for the forge somewhere as well. Getting low on space, you might have to consider expanding the walls. Then again, if this super mega gauntlet here turns out to be siege proof, so to speak, then I don't even need these walls anymore. Speaking of sieges, let's make sure they're on. Yep, it's all normal, and god events are also on. Now I just have to wait for them to arrive. In the meantime, I'm gonna start moving some of these stuff. Although maybe the forge could be here in combination with the barracks. Maybe like forge on the first level, then barracks up above it or something like that.